Very good afternoon and welcome to Woodsetts Central. I've been rethinking my layout of late. One of the problems I have is that in order to get to the top end of the layout I have to crawl underneath the part of the layout that's behind me in order to access the far end of the layout, and like many people of my age, my knees don't appreciate that. So what I've decided to do is to actually redesign that end of the layout. I'm going to take out the center section that I have to crawl underneath and just have a single continuous loop around the layout that I can walk around without having to get down on my hands and knees. So my intention is to actually video my efforts as I take down the center section and reposition the new section at the end of the layout, and I hope to cover that in some of the forthcoming videos. So I hope you enjoy, and let's see how we go. So here we are down at the end of the layout that I'm actually going to remove. I'm going to try and reposition it and reuse it down the other end of the layout. You can get an idea here of the problem in terms of having to crawl underneath this section to get to the far end of the layout. So that's the thing that we want to rectify. I want to preserve as much of this as possible, because this is one of my better efforts at adding some scenery to the layout, but that rather depends on how easy it is to actually remove and reposition. So my first task is going to be to remove any of the loose items that are on the scenery, the various vehicles and so on, and then I'll have to remove the backboards, and we'll be able to see what needs to be unscrewed in order to disconnect the road area which forms the bridge over the station area. So I'll come back to you later when I've done that first part. In order to remove the town scene, I've had to cut away the embankment, but I can remake that. This should allow me to lift the whole of the town scene out in one piece and reposition it down at the far corner of the layout, and I'm sure I can patch up the embankment again with some static grass and some plaster of Paris. So that's the station area removed, the town scene removed. That just leaves me with the ramp and the track to be removed, and then I can take up the centre board which spans across the loft.